WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. Okay, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones, and we're gonna bring our sound up a little bit so that we get everybody, so that everybody can hear. And I want you to hear. I want you to turn it up. I want you to make sure that you can hear. So if you're in a part of your room that you can't hear, are you better now? I'm better now. We're all better now, because when you are in a beautiful day like we are on today, you get up, you look out, and you say, wow, I hear the birds chirping. Well, it depends on what city, what state you're in. But again, family, this is the Talk Beat Jones again, and I am Billy E. Jones, and my co-partner is not here at this particular time. Again, she works hard. She's working hard for the people. That's you. That's Michelle Broughton. But we're going to talk about a few things today. And again, family, remember, what is the Talk Beat Jones? The Talk Beat Jones is the program that we ask you when there's things that's beating in your brain, things that's happening, and you are saying, okay, hold on, caller, and you are wondering what's going on, what's happening. That's excellent. And you're saying, I don't know. My head is beating. My chest is pounding, and my stomach is real tight. And I know that there's something on my mind, but there's nobody to listen to what I have to say. Well, if that's your case, if that's your situation, don't worry about what is being talked about on the air. If there's something that's really got you going, really got you twisted, you can call the telephone numbers that you see listed on the bottom of the screen. And for those of you who can't see, let me give them to you. 313-868-4336. 313-868-0351. 868-0342. You can call those numbers, and you can have this as a part of your conversation today to help your mind, help your heart, help your stomach feel better on the Talk Beat Jones. Again, I am Billy E. Jones, and again, we're waiting for you to get ready to get going. You're up, you're thinking from anywhere in the world, and I tell you this, family, because we're on the Roku, the Amazon, the Apple, the live streaming, the Facebook. You can find us everywhere, and you tell your friends if they have things that they need to speak on, call us. Right now, we're on the air every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. live. That's right, we're live, so that you can call us wherever you are. Wherever you are, call me. And again, don't forget, if you want to see the programs that we've completed in the past, you can go to TV33 On Demand. Go to TV33 On Demand. They have a video section and a playlist section. If you go to the video section, you will see the programs that are listed within that week. If you're looking for shows that, for instance, the Talk Beat Jones, we go back as far as 2016. If you want to find shows that we've been doing all of this particular time, 2016, you go down a long list, and you'll see Billy Jones. And you see Billy Jones, thank you. And you see Billy Jones, and any year, any month, you can pick us up, because, again, we've been running, for those who don't know, we've been running since 2016 as Billy E. Jones Talk Beat Jones. And of course, from 2007 up until that particular time, I worked for other programs, of course, Mr. R.J. Watkins, Mr. Henry Tyler, and of course, Mr. J.D. Hill. Of course, we have Mr. Minister Malik Shabazz and others until we started just strictly being Talk Beat Jones, and this going into our sixth year on television in Detroit as Billy E. Jones. For those in the Bay Area, you knew me as as Night Talk Jones, and of course, Joneser Size. I'll be with you, calling in just a few moments here. But I want to let folks know that today, if it's on your mind today, we want to talk about the war potentially. We want to talk about the mask and the situation they're doing with the mask. We want to talk about the Supreme Court ruling. We also want to talk about the Super Bowl. We want to talk about the coach that's suing the person that's from Detroit, Mr. Ross, who owns the Miami Dolphins. We want to talk about that no-knock shooting that they killed that young brother under the blanket. But I'll let us talk about it. Remember, you can call. The numbers to call once again is 313-868-4336, 313-868-0351, 868-0342. And those are some of the subject matters, and you may have others on your mind on the Talk B. Jones. Remember, you'll also be able to see a rebroadcast of the Talk B. Jones on Sundays. That's from Sundays from 8 to 9 o'clock on Sunday nights, that you're able to watch the Talk Beat Jones. I go to my caller now. Caller, you're live on the Talk Beat Jones. Again, I am Billy Jones. Can I get your first name and where you're calling from, please? There we go. Caller?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air with Billy Jones, Talk Beat Jones. And can I get your first name and where you're calling from, please?
My name is Leo. Mm-hmm. And I'm from Oakland, California.
Okay, my buddy. That's fantastic. And Mr. Leo, is anything on your mind particular, or should I shoot it to you?
No, you shoot it to me because, Billy, there's so much going on, man. I got a headache. I don't know how to stay focused on all these bad things that are happening.
Well, that sounds like this would be good for television because, again, here's the thing. Is that folks who are listening, folks who are watching, they don't want a person that's going to take 15 minutes to talk about a subject. They don't want a person that's going to take 10 minutes to talk about a subject. They want you to be just like music. You come in, make it real good, and then drift out and go to a front door and then go to a different subject. But you got so much on your mind, you say, so why don't you just reach into your hat of your brains and give us one thing? And I've got a subject matter. I've got various different things for the front door, please.
Crime. Well, everybody is hitting it, but boy, we just had, I don't know if you heard, Billy, we had a freeway shooting out here that killed one of the precious young brothers that everybody loved out here, grew up in Oakland. You might even know him. I can't think of his name right now because he was a Berkeley basketball player, but he got shot out here, and it looks like it's gang related.
You say I may have known him.
Yeah, I'll have to get his name for you, but he was shot. He was a big basketball player at Berkeley High School back in the day. He's 65 years old, but he was shot by, they think, one of these gang people who was being initiated, and he had to shoot somebody. And so that's why these freeway shootings are happening out here. I don't know if that's happening in Detroit.
We're having problems with expressway freeway shootings as well. Yes, sir. Yes.
So that's the big thing that's on my heart right now. But there's so much else going on with the schools and the things that you mentioned. So you shoot the questions, I'll respond.
Okay, well, wait now. You mentioned the schools. Go into what your concerns may be about the schools.
Well, my major concern has been with the schools because it's holding up the economy here in California. But finally, we're starting to get from under the mask and get those children vaccinated, and everybody's feeling pretty good now. so we can now get these kids back in school. If we can do that, we can get the teachers back, we can get the the sports staff back, and
let's
get the parents back to their job.
But let's break it down just for a moment here. Slow it down for just a moment. Okay, we're speaking about we're still in this pandemic, regardless of how the people try to spin it, regardless of how the media try to spin it, regardless of how the government officials try to spin it, regardless of how the doctors who are working for the government officials try to spin it. We're still in this pandemic. They're saying that the counts are going down. However, those counts are still at the highest point that we had at some point last year. And they're saying now you can go into talking about the mask of the children. We had a very serious situation with the children. And so now you're saying that they're talking about taking the children, taking the mask away, and bringing the children back into the schools. Is that what we're saying now?
Yes, they're talking about unmasking now because the winter months have slowed this thing down. It's obviously, people are still dying, but they're dying up in my age, not down in the children's age. So this looks like we can let the children go back to school.
But wait. Now you say
the mask. I mean,
okay, but now I'm confused because you're saying as though it's okay. They're dying in your age, but it's okay for the children to go back to school. And even though the children may pick up the virus and bring it to people your age, see, I'm confused because you're saying, I take it that you're saying, well, older folks, it's okay for us to take the chance to catch this and die or become incapacitated. And especially if you're a senior and you become incapacitated, you've been trying to live by yourself, and now you're sick and you don't have that type of plans because basically you've been healthy enough to live by yourself, and now you're sick.
Right, but see,
okay,
there's a thing called risk, and at some point you got to assume the risk. And so we're trying to assume the risk that some elders like me might kick off because the data is still showing that. And it may come from our grandchildren, but it's easier for me to stay away from my grandchildren than for our grandchildren and all the rest of them have to be caged up and not be in school. So we're going to assume the risk.
Okay, so to my understanding, and for the world to listen to this conversation, I think it's wonderful because you're giving the perspective of a parent or a grandparent or a senior who is saying, we don't care what the risks are. We want the children back into school. And even though the mask mandates was helping, we can take the mask off. And all the folks out there who still have not been vaccinated can run around and still have the opportunity to be an incubator for whatever virus, whatever COVID comes along and want to mutate within their system. But it's not a problem because we want our system to be back in order, the folks are now back without masks and passing stuff around, but we want to be able to make our money, go to work, do what we have to do, and die.
That's it.
Okay, so that's the new normal.
No, that's just where some of the policy is heading.
Okay.
It's not the new normal because there's 50 states and everybody's got differences, and you can see that. And even within those states, the counties and the school districts, everybody's battling each other. So it's not going to be resolved soon. But I'm just saying what we're doing out here in California. Okay,
well, I was just being kind of like the devil advocate. And family, you have to understand that sometimes my perspective, my questioning, or my take is to give you an opposite perspective of what a person may be saying, because I know at home some of you may be wanting to ask those questions or have that type of point of view. So I'm trying to be you. Okay. What about the Supreme Court in its latest rulings? Are you familiar with what we're speaking about there potentially?
No.
Okay. Then if you're not familiar, then I'm pretty sure there's quite a few other folks who are not familiar, so I'll come back to that later.
Well, you say the Supreme Court ruling, and I'm saying ruling respect to what? I mean, they've done a lot of stuff. What particular case or item are you speaking of?
Virginia.
What happened in Virginia? Tell me.
Was it Virginia or is it another state that now is the lower court had made a ruling concerning the ability to vote. And the Supreme Court reversed that ruling so that whatever the situation was that the state was under in terms of how they were allowing the voters to be counted.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. So now, what about this no-knock shooting that was held in Minnesota? And I say it was held in Minnesota because that's where the killing was done, in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that situation about the young man?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's go into real quickly.
You know, I practiced law for a number of years, so
yeah, that's why I want to go into
with the criminal justice system and a lot of its weaknesses.
Okay, so tell us about this situation. This no-knock rule, this no-knock law. First, is that a law in all states, or is that selected states that have the no-knock law? Do you know?
Each state has its own separate criminal justice law.
Okay.
And so I don't know what the no-knock situation is in Minnesota, but it should be gotten rid of as far as I'm concerned.
Do you have the no-knock in California?
I'm sorry?
Do you have the no-knock ruling in law in California?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, well, that's good enough for me because you would be close enough to it I'll take that.
Well, I don't know. I haven't practiced law for 30 years. They may have snuck something in there that I don't know about.
Well, okay. Now, I'm not sure if you were able to see the young man or the officers as they penetrated the door with the key.
Yeah. You
saw that?
10 seconds.
Okay. Now, Mr. Leo Brazil, Oakland, California, like I said, you practice law. What was your eyes able to detain from that situation? I say detain because I want you to tell us what you saw.
Well, see, again, I'm not gonna skip on what I saw because what I saw was egregious and it was wrong. Like I said, you got a key to get in the place. You go in quietly and then start yelling, and 10 seconds later you're shooting somebody. That means that person, from the time you came in, start yelling, had 10 seconds to wake up, realize that the police was on top of him, and surrender. Well, in that case, the first thing to do is to fight or flight. So in this case, this boy was ready to fight because he had a gun with him.
Okay.
And before he could even come from under the blanket, they shot him. They said he saw the gun, and that was good enough for them. And unfortunately, Billy, that's probably going to get them off.
Yeah. But, you know.
But the question is, who were they looking for? Why do they need a no-knock warrant? Nobody's talked about that yet. I haven't heard anything. Do you know?
Well, I got a little something, but I'm not enough to talk about it because I'm not that good with trying to retain whatever they say. But I will say,
understand what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, but I will say this graphically.
Let's set up a situation where you say Billy Jones is a big dope dealer.
No, Leo. What I want to do is, because this is something that people saw. I don't have to try to give imagination. We saw it on the man's body cam. We saw them open the door with the key. We saw them when they first opened the door with the key. They started hollering, and we could see we could see where the couch was. We could see when they got in, the blanket was covering the young man. And, when you got something covered, ask people. The question is, if I've got a blanket over my head and I've got something, regardless of what they said, regardless of what they think, I'm in a room, I can do what I choose to do. If I want to have a gun in my hand under my blanket, I can do that because whatever the reason. But when they came in, and if I've got the gun in my hand and I go to raise, I got to get the blanket off of me.
Right.
And if you land on your left side, as you can see, he was laying on the left side, and he's reaching with the arm with the gun. His head never showed.
Right.
Okay? So how can that be a legitimate, well, excuse me, as a layperson we ask that question, but from a professional perspective, well, the first thing we saw was a gun. He'd come out and start shooting, bam, bam, bam. And the first thing is we want to make sure that my men are able to go home to their families. That is the first thing that they're going to talk about is the officer's safety.
Right. But again, what y'all talk about is the warrant. Why was the no-knock warrant issued?
He didn't.
And what is the criteria for it to be issued?
The person that lived there was not there. He didn't live at that particular unit. There was a no-knock for that unit, but it wasn't for him. It was not for him. It was for someone else.
No. What I'm saying is, see, you're confusing me, and that's why I'm waiting for the fact. The person that they issued the no-knock warrant for was supposed to live there, right?
Listen, let me do this. I don't have a time to try to go into understanding what I don't know.
Right.
And my time is kind of precious. I'd like to, if we don't know, move on to something, because people out there saying, okay, if we don't know, move on.
I don't know.
Okay. What about the situation about the war that is being developed between Ukraine, and they saying it's not going to be a war. They saying it's not. The United States says that Russia is trying to move in. What is your take on that, Mr. Leo Brazil, Oakland, California?
Well, the nation is not in the mood for no war, and certainly not to go over there and free the people of Ukraine from their next-door neighbors. So if we can bring sanctions down on them economically, that's fine. But talking about sending American troops, I don't think so. Not for me. I don't know the facts, though. I'm gonna wait on the president.
Okay. So now, when we talk about economic sanctions, my question here is this situation with China and Russia and Putin and Xi, or whatever the guy's name is that going to be a problem, you think?
Nope.
When you say,
you know why?
Tell me why.
Because when you see that Chinese looking across the table, if he don't see another Chinese on the other side of the table, you are suspect. And in the case of the Russians, they may have been communist brothers back in the old days with Mao and all of them. But the way that Chinese looks at that, you see a white man over there, or European is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And he's not going to be dominated by any white man, Russian or American.
If the United States had a situation with China in that fashion, wouldn't the United States be at the weaker point in terms of all the goods and services or supplies that we've received from China?
Yeah.
And also
with China is the same way they're disadvantaged with us.
And also the real estate
off at the bank.
And also the real estate holdings that China holds in the United States.
Yeah, but again, we have no incentive to get into a beef with China. We're trade partners. We're trying to take advantage of them, get the best price. They're trying to take advantage of us and get the best price. And let's have our economic war and not talk about shooting and going on. We don't need armies. Okay,
but you know what? What we don't need is not what they're talking about happening over there. The folks in Ukraine.
That's a different thing.
They're training. You say it's a different thing.
It's different with China. China ain't got no troops on nobody's border and trying to mess with nobody. You asked me about China. Now with these Russians,
no.
They damn fools.
Well, the thing about that is I asked about the fact that China and Russia, now I could talk about the two head officials, but I was just saying that's a country that China and Russia is having conversations. They seem like they were being kind of close, but I'm just saying, you say so. You know, you said, you know, people were saying so when Donald Trump was running for president, too. They said so and see what would happen with the so. It got sold up.
They said it's so let it run again.
But anyway, family, we got to take this commercial break, and we're going to come back with more of the Talk Beat Jones. Remember, we're on the air every Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 11. And also, you have an opportunity to watch the program on a Sunday from 8 to 9 on Sunday evenings. Stay right there. We'll be back with more of the Talk Beat Jones. And don't forget, we're going to talk something to you about this liquid biocell. Get your health right. Get that liquid biocell. Be back shortly. Bye now. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Hi, this is Lawanda.
This is R.J. Watkins.
Coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you. Because you know healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. Need to get yours today. Call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
The environment is so friendly. Always feel like home.
We have so much support from the staff. You meet people who are like you.
I always had a passion to help others, so this is the perfect place for me.
Yana Afrit to reach out. Flora Kiwang, Cameroon.
Maklit Shonga, Ethiopia.
Javed Khan, Bangladesh.
Dennis Carrick, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
They give you what you need for the future.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
We at Watkins Broadcasting care about the health and safety of our viewers and listeners. During this novel coronavirus pandemic, please protect yourself and others. Wash your hands well and often. Avoid touching your face. Cough and sneeze into your sleeve. Practice social distancing. Stay at least 6 feet away from others when in public, and only leave the house when it's essential. Stay safe. You are important to us.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. That dimensional that you put together, that was kind of cute, kind of nice, kind of handsome, kind of all that in a cake of cookies. A cake of cookies? I can't never get those things right. But this is your Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy Jones, and you can smile, you can laugh, you can get serious, whatever it is that you want to do when you call in to the Talk Beat Jones. Mr. Leo Brazil. Okay, there we go. Leo, hold on a moment. Okay. Caller, you live? Caller? Caller? Okay. Leo. Uh-oh. Hello? Uh-oh. Okay, I messed it up, I see. Leo? I can't get him. If I can't get him, I'm going to have to move away. Caller, you're live. How are you doing? Caller? Okay, my phone's is locked. My phone's is locked. So there we go. That one went off. And let's see if we can get this one back on. Caller, oh, there you are. Caller, you're live?
Hello?
Okay, got you back, Leo. Thank you. We were trying to bring in another caller. And caller, if you're there, I'm going to see you. If you call back, I'm going to see you, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. But caller, I see we have a telephone situation here, so I think I can unlock it if you try to call back and listen to what I'll say to you. But Leo?
Yes, sir.
We were about to go to you with the, what was that?
You were talking about the Chinese.
Yeah, but what I was simply saying we can get away from it. I was wondering if the Chinese and the Russians kind of buddy up, and the Russians say that we're with Putin, then and the United States, because I'm going to tell you something. Folks may not understand. Biden is no joke, folk. Biden is no joke. And if these folks think that they're going to bluff and see if Donald Trump has told these folks that, oh, come on, the United States is weak, they're soft. With Mr. Biden, President Biden, I can tell you from looking at his history and looking at this man and understanding, he's an alpha white boy. He is and for those who understand what I'm saying, he is an alpha white boy with the power, and he is not going to be playing and joking around. So I want you to understand, folks, we are in good hands diplomatically and protective-wise with this president that we have. The other one, oh boy. But are you watching the game that is being played? Here we talk about folks playing checkers and others playing chess. The Republican Party has been playing chess, and other folks have been playing checkers. And the Republican Party is preparing themselves for 2022, and they're preparing themselves for 2024. So that is my concept, my understanding when I look at China and Putin causing the distraction for the Republican Party. And I'll leave it at that. Leave it at that. So here is the next question I want to ask of you, Mr. Leo Brazil of Oakland, California. You handle law. And we have a lawsuit coming up from the coach of the Miami Dolphins, former coach of the Miami Dolphins, Ms. Flores. And he is suing Mr. Stephen Ross, Miami Dolphins, and the NFL. Are you abreast of what is going on there, sir?
Yeah, pretty much. He's going to get paid.
Okay. When you say he's going to get paid, what is...
Got him. Because he got him. Go there.
Okay. Now, question. When you say that, and nothing has been proven and nothing's been brought out, you are just assuming, or is this something that you know legally based on? Is this just you being a fan saying?
No, I don't know. They're wrong, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
They're wrong. If you're wrong, you got caught.
Mm-hmm.
If you got caught being wrong, you got to pay.
Okay.
In this case, it's not a criminal case; it's a civil case.
Okay.
So the payment is money, and the NFL is making money like money.
I understand,
so
but let me ask you,
just like they bought Kaepernick
but
out for whatever amount to shut him up.
Okay, here's the question: if your lawsuit has elements of it that they can show or you can't prove, does that knock your lawsuit out the water, or is that just part of your lawsuit knocked out the water?
No, it's anytime that the NFL is jammed in their corner on race, they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And they go give it up every time somebody jams them. His problem is that nobody stands up and jams them.
Okay, but the problem that I understand and that, see, I'm kind of a wordsmith when it comes to what I'm watching, regardless of what anybody else is saying and looking at. When I listen to an anchor tell us that, oh, wait, he has said that this owner has offered him $100,000 if he lost a game.
Yeah, but that part of the suit, he ain't gonna win.
Well, wait, that's what I'm saying. And here's what we are. We know about all these other things about the NFL and et cetera, but when you make that particular type of statement, that is a very, very, to me, I would understand because of me knowing about the Chicago Black Hawks or Black whatever it was, baseball, and knowing about the basketball games that was shaved points and the people went to jail for that, etc. When you say that someone is willing to pay you in a position of power to throw the game, that's serious.
Yeah.
And if you make that accusation to a multi-millionaire, billionaire person,
you ain't gonna never get a job again.
Okay, now we know that. But now what about when you make that accusation, how does that affect, if you can't, and you say that it wasn't anything that was text, written, or put in print, it was something that was done verbally, then how are you going to prove that?
You can't prove it. That's what I'm saying. That's why you're going to lose on that. But This is a scattergun approach. If you're going in there, you better take a shotgun approach. And that is, you don't want to come in with a single bullet. You want to spray as many as you can out there and let them knock them down. And that's what lawyers do in cases. Overwhelm them. And then let them sort it out. And then sort out, then we'll settle. This is too much publicity for us. Black folks are getting crazy out there. We don't need this. Give this boy some money. Ask his lawyers what he can do to settle.
Okay.
Because we're wrong.
Okay, Malik, if you're out there, Malik Shabazz, if you're there, I see that you were trying to call in, Malik. Try again. Leo, what I need for you to do, because of our phone circumstances here, I may only be able to work one line at a time. So what I ask, but what I ask of you is, because I'm not complete with you, I do want to speak on Freddie Hughes for a moment.
Can I wait?
Yeah, no, what I need you to do is, I'm saying, with the telephone system, I need you to hang up, but I need you to call back in 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes?
In 10 minutes, call back, because I need to try to see if I can get this other caller on the air, and I need to clear this line, okay?
I will call you at 10:40 your time.
It's okay, about 10:40, 10:45.
And it's the same line?
Same line.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Now, caller, I'm going to try to see if this works with me going with just this one line this way. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. Okay, you said you could hear me, caller. Why don't you speak and let's see if we can hear you. Okay, the caller may be trying to talk on the 0351. Like I said, caller, I can't play with this too long, but I'm going to try you again. It's not working there. Caller, hang up and call me back on the 4336 line. Caller, hang up. Yeah, call me on the 4336 line. I see that the phone system here, let's do it that way. No, you called me back on the same line. Can you hear me? No. Call me back on the 4336 line. I got to move or do something. I can't stay with this. I got a TV show going on. Okay, try you now.
Dr. Talk?
This is Billy E. Jones, and they called me Dr. Talk because I did the shows for HT, RJ, Mr. J.D. Hill, the Minister Malik Shabazz. For anyone that was coming to the TV station that didn't know how to do the program initially, I dealt with it for them, and I could talk about anything that you want to speak on, sir. Speak, please. It's your time, Minister Malik Shabazz.
Can you hear me?
Brothers, please talk.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Please talk.
Well, Grand Rising to you and to the family. I'm just checking in. As we remember our brother, Amir Locke, murdered in Minnesota, you know, we're just going to start calling them refuse to get right. Because that's what they're doing.
Well, you know, Minister, and I want you to continue, but we had a conversation on Talk B. Jones. I'm not sure if it was shown, but we had a interview with the Attorney General Keith Ellison, and also the great esteemed judge here, Dr. Shakur, Judge Shakur.
Adam Shakur.
Yes, and we will be trying to talk again with Attorney General Keith Ellison and get information about that. Why don't you continue, please?
Keith Ellison, you know, he's a Detroit guy and a former congressman, and Judge Adam Shakur, great man, great history, and at one time was a deputy mayor under Coleman Young. But as we stand in solidarity with the family of Amir Locke, here is a 22-year-old brother, obviously has something on the ball if he's 22 and is a licensed gun holder, asleep, and ends up murdered. Another taxpayer paid for homicide. But while we stand in solidarity with him and with our people, let us never forget there are people not named Amir Locke who are going through similar circumstances, and the perpetrator, the mope, is not the police. And so what are you saying, Malik? In my conclusion, I'm saying all homicides, all life matters. Black lives has to matter all the time.
Okay. But what we're talking about is all lives matter. Black, white, Chinese, whatever, what you're saying. I understand that. Now, where are we in terms of the situation with Stephen Ross and the brother with the NFL football team?
Well, the Honorable Mary Waters, councilwoman at large, is, and prayers to her as she mourns the loss of her father. She's starting to stand up on that, and I was reading on social media how people were saying she's standing alone, doesn't have any backup. Well, she got some backup. She got size 15D shoe size backup. She got some backup. So whatever she wants to do on that, we await instructions from her.
Okay. Now, because we, of course, as you know, we're streaming around the world, everywhere, and folks don't know what you're talking about. So would you be a little clearer, please?
Well, we're talking about, basically, to make a long story short, it's beyond Stephen Ross, although he's in it. It's the NFL. It's all of these leagues. It's all of these institutions and systems have been and remain racist towards us. Yet 77% of the NFL players are black folks. But they don't want us as coaches. They don't want us as managers. And they block brothers, sisters from coming together to own teams. They ostracize white ball, white-listed Colin Kaepernick.
Okay, now you've said all of that, and so this is what they're doing. This is what they have done. And so now they've hired Coach Lovey, to the position in Houston, and they have a guy who is, quote, he satisfies, I guess, their other requests because he is a mixed guy. So they say he's a man of color. So they got a black guy and now a man of color that they just hired. And but the question again is, what is it that we're going to be able to do? Because we know what's happening. We know it's been happening. We know that the promises that was made. We know about the Rooney rule, and Bill Belichick. One more time, for all the esteem of Bill Belichick. Once again, Bill Belichick is in the mix again by sending someone that he thought was the different guy and congratulating him on getting the job, and he sent it to the black guy who didn't get the job, hadn't even been interviewed yet. Bill Belichick, is that the same guy who was in that Inflategate with Tom Brady? Is that the same? Is that the same coaching team that had the situation with the spying and stuff? Is that the same coaching situation that back in the day, I'm going to help my home team, the Oakland Raiders, back in the day when Oakland had beat them and had got the pass fumble out of Tom Brady, and they talked about it was a fumble. I mean, that it was a pass. Come on now. Everything's been about the Patriots and that owner. Okay. So, so we know that this thing is happening, but they're going to talk about the fact that he said he made some accusations that he may not be able to prove. And Malik and the world and the family, you do remember that that guy, Donald Trump, was wanting to have a problem or had a problem with the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that Donald Trump back in the day was trying to be a football owner in another league that they was going against the NFL. Donald Trump took him to court. Donald Trump, they won. They got a $1 winnings. They went out of business, but Donald Trump has been at the NFL all of this time, and you've got the USFL coming in. You got the USFL coming in, which is whose favorite league going to be? Donald Trump's favorite league and his partners. Boy, I tell you, the NFL is going to have some real situations going on, because now you got right after the Super Bowl, what do you have? You got the USFL league coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And the players, etc., that have been banned by the NFL, guess what? Big stars, they can sign with the USFL league. Coaches can sign with the USFL league. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady can come be a god over the USFL league, because remember, he's a very close friend with whom? Donald Trump. Okay, now y'all figured it out. Also, watch the wrestlers that will be in the promotions around Donald Trump. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Go right here, sir.
No, you're 100% right. And again, these are systematic problems that require us to develop systems, counter systems, for our own protection and for our own advancement. One weapon we African Americans have is our money. You know, we wear the hats and the starter jackets and the shirts and all of that. They make a lot of money off us and marketing.
Do we not know that?
Us.
Do we not know that? Because again, do we not know that? Have we not been brought up with the fact that we spend all this money, that we could be we have enough resources to be a nation within a nation ourselves?
We do.
We do. So I need you to tell us one thing before I let you go, because I want to bring back someone, but I want you to tell us, this is Black History Month. You are Minister Malik Shabazz, the Black Panther, Marcus Garvey. Give me something to carry on my show to the world from Minister Malik Shabazz here out of Detroit, as we're in Black History Month. And besides, my black history is the fact that my daughter will be my legacy, and she was born on what? February the 1st. Okay.
That's all right.
Go right ahead, sir.
Well, I want to say Happy Black History Month, but I also want to say this. Black history is every day, every year, every moment. It is not only the story of enslaved narratives, it is, but it is also along the banks of the Nile Valley in Egypt, what's now known as Egypt, building pyramids, surgery, studying the stars. But Black history is also what we do today. To have a black-owned TV station, WHPR, coming after WGPR, the first black TV station in this nation. This is history. It's what we do. When we take time and we are kind to one another and to strangers, and we open doors for women and elders, to me, that is Black history.
Okay, now you got to shut it down. I mean, not shut it down. You got to trim it down for me.
I understand. Well, I just want to say Black history, we need to know it, and we need to emulate it, and we need to continue on. And as we say in the African, alutua continua, the struggle continues. Our liberation is not yet achieved, but we will get there. Keep the faith, baby. Adam Clayton Powell. You want to talk about black history? The greatest black politician we ever had. Adam Clayton Powell. Keep the faith, baby. Don't give up the faith. African people, keep your hands in God's unchanging hand and put in some sweat equity in your own way, and we will win eventually.
And to find out more and to find out how you can assist Minister Malik Shabazz and his journey of helping you, make sure that you tune in on Saturday. And you tune in on Saturday. And what happens on Saturday, Minister Malik Shabazz, real quickly, please?
Saturday at 7 a.m., the Teacher's Lounge under Get Up, Stand Up, 8 to 10 a.m. Yours truly, Get Up, Stand Up, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Dr. Kafense, Black in the Day in the 313, but it's Get Up, Stand Up. And then Saturday night, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. on 9:10 a.m. the Superstation, Get Up, Stand Up.
My brother, we love you and we appreciate you.
Love you too, Dr. Talk. Thank you.
And by the way, is there a particular subject that you may talk on Saturday? Anyway, let me let you go. We'll talk again.
Okay. All right, brother. Thank you.
Thank you and appreciate
Be
you.
Blessed
and again,
now.
You stay blessed and look forward to seeing and hearing from you next week. And I'll try to call you this Saturday.
Okay, please do.
All right. Thank you, bro.
Okay, peace now.
Peace now to you. Okay, let's see if we can get this caller on the line now. It's not working. Caller, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You're back, Mr. Leo Brazil, Oakland, California.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't touched on that you thought may be of importance for you?
No, like I said, there's so much going on, but the thing that's the most positive is that we are celebrating Black History Month, and everything that you and the minister said, I agree with, that we have to focus our youth attention on the prize, because I think the generation that is going to liberate us is on the planet. I think they're 20 years old right now, and they will take over the leadership in 20 years, and they will be 40. So the 20-year-olds, get ready, because when you're 40 years old, you're going to lead America. You're going to be this new nation leading a multi-ethnic democratic coalition. God has promised that, and God keeps his promises.
Real quickly, because our program is viewed in Oakland, California, and one of the most loved and a legend, Mr. Freddie Hughes, has made his he's going on. And I want to say to my family in Oakland, California, that the impact of Mr. Freddie Hughes is felt here. It's felt here through me. Great singer, great person, and his son, Derek, is a fantastic singer and a fantastic person. And to Derek and the family, our condolences and our love go out to you and to all persons who respect and love, of course, the late Freddie Hughes. Thank you. So with that, Mr. Leo Brazil. Leo, I'm going to be trying to reach Miss Cleo. Would you let her know I'm going to be trying to reach her?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so very much. And
you have her number?
That's what I'm going to call you and get the number, because I don't like trying to chase people down on the Facebook.
Yeah, because I don't have her number, but I'll trace it down for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll call you because, Cleo is so special, and we want to get her involved.
Yeah. Well, and again, condolences to the Hughes family. Freddie was a Oakland legend. When I say that,
talk to him.
Only because Freddie should have been one of the biggest stars. He had one of the most beautiful voices, but for some reason, he was contained within here locally, so that he has the kind of international fame in Oakland in the Bay Area that he would have if he was an international famous star, because he was awesome.
Yes.
And a beautiful soul.
Mm-hmm.
And his son has that beautiful voice he inherited.
Yes.
God bless and keep Fred Hughes.
And so the history for the family to understand is that I am from Oakland, California. I was a television personality as well as a fitness expert in Oakland, California. My program, Jones's Size, helped thousands and thousands of folks be fit, toned, firm, and fine. My late night program came on from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock in the mornings. It was called Talk Beat Jones. That's what it's called here. It's called Night Talk Jones there. And, thank you. And so here, Mr. Leo Brazil was a talk show personality on Soul Beat Television as well. Through Mr. R.J. Watkins, Mr. Henry Tyler, we are here doing what I was doing back in the day, back in the 80s, 90s, 2000, television personality on Soul Beat. Now we're television personality on WHPR, WHPS, and we're able to talk as we were to my Soul Beat personality friend, Mr. Leo Brazil. So we're still in the game from the 80s all the way to 2022, y'all.
The struggle continues.
The struggle continues, and again, now we're going to start bringing in the pieces. Now we're going to start bringing in the pieces of love, information, fun, and about the money and your health. Because again, without your health, there is no wealth. Mr. Leo Brazil, I'm going to let you run, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right.
Love you, man.
Love you too. Appreciate it. Bye now. Family, and we love you. We appreciate you. Again, remember, every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11, we're on the air for you. And don't forget, you know about that liquid biocell. You know about that liquid biocell, the Jasuru. I have the product. You can call me, 313-412-3111, and I'll tell you how you can get that liquid biocell. And remember, on Sunday from 8 to 9, we are here. Tell your friends. Got to run, got to go, got to be good. Love you. Peace. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. Thank you.